This old house once knew his children.
Okay, once you get done with the cable, you should have something about this length here. It's about 20 inches long, and that's if you're making a small purse, as I said before. But if you're making the really big purse, you should have a cable like this that is about 40 inches long, I think I said. So, yeah, once you get your cable done, what you're going to do next is you're not going to pass the stitches, only this time you're going to bind them off. And to do that, you just knit and knit the next one, and then you're going to go right here behind that one, and you're going to pull it over the second one. And you're going to do the same thing with the last one. And you're going to pull it over the second one again. Kind of pull a little bit on this to create a loop. And then what we're going to do next, kind of cut just a little short piece. It don't have to be long because you don't have to sew nothing. And what I'm going to do next is take this end of the yarn and put it through the loop and pull it, which ties it off. And you're done making your cable. And then I'm going to take my sewing needle and I'm going to kind of thread it into the cable. I usually like to get it under the stitches like that. That's a really good way to hide them. And just basically hide it so it's not visible. Just try to get rid of this tail. Maybe one more time. There we go. That should hide it good. And then just cut it as close as you can to the cable there. Give it a little pull, and there you go. There's your cable for the tie. And then on the other end, if you got a tail at the other end like that, you're going to grab your sewing needle. We're going to thread it. And do the same thing we did a while ago at the other end, just hide it. I like making sure that I get it as far down the way as possible so it'll be good and hidden and won't come loose as easy. So, you won't have a little piece of yarn sticking out or something. Especially when you go to like washing it or something. Oops, my yarn slid out. And I guess I'll do one more time. There. That's pretty good and hid. Alright, now, once you have completed the cable portion of your purse, what you're going to do now is you're going to grab your purse and stick the cable in these holes, like so. Just basically go in and out of each hole, in then out. That's how you do it. In and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. And there you go. You might want to do a little pulling just to make sure that these two here are kind of even. And that's how you make the cable. And like I said, you can make this as long as you want. I kind of try to make sure that when I put them in there, the ends of them ain't too long, because when you tie them, like so, it's going to tie really tight. See? And it's going to tie like that. And then you get your little bow. And there you go. So there's you a part of the tie purse. So now we're going to move on to the last part of the video of where we make the handle. And as I stated many times in my videos, I don't intend to make this one a really long handle because, like I said, this is a small purse and I want it to be kind of like a small handle, probably around ranging between maybe 16 to 18 inches maybe. But if you want to make the long handle like I did with the other purse, if you want it the exact length of that, you're going to be making a handle that is around the 38 inches section. But for this, I want it to be very small because this ain't a very big purse and I want it to look really cool. So let's get started on the handle. Okay, like I said before, I'm not going to make this a very big handle, but it's going to look really nice and neat. So if you want to make a handle for the small purses, it's going to be 16 inches. And if you want to make the really long handle like you saw on the other purse, you're going to be making a 38-inch handle. And like I said, I don't know how many rows that the handles are, but like I said, as long as you got one of these, that's all you need. So we're going to do a handle that measures 16 inches, which will be about this long. And so let's get started. Now the handle is very easy. It's no different than what you was doing with this portion of the purse. The only difference is you're just making one long flat panel, and the thing of it is it's going to be rolling up as you're knitting the handle, but that's okay because it's part of the design. You actually will want it to roll up on the sides. It'll start rolling inside, or however you want to put it. So let's get our yarn. And if you're making the handle for the really big purse, you're going to want to cast on 8 stitches for the handle on that. But if you're making the small purse like this one right here, you're going to want to only cast on 4. So let's cast on our stitches. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll want a really long tail because you're going to use this to sew the handle onto the purse. In fact, I'm going to undo mine and make my tail just a little bit longer. So make sure you got a long enough tail when you cast on, because you're going to use that to sew on your handle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now what we're going to do is all this part of the purse is like I said, it's no different than this right here. The only difference is we're making the handle. Okay. I'm sorry if my camera started moving, but I had to pull it back so I could do this. Now, we're going to knit this row. There. And then turn it around, and on the other side you are going to purl. And that's all it is knit one row, purl the other row. And you keep doing that until you have a length of 16 inches for the small, and you're going to knit 38 inches for the big. That is if you want the handle that long. So I'm sorry if you hear that in the background. That's my little girl. And that's all this handle is. Knit and then purl. And I will get back to you as soon as you are done knitting your handle.
This old house once knew his children.